Hello, and welcome to the AccuBuild year-end forms printing presentation. All detailed information covered in this presentation is available with step-by-step instructions included in the AccuBuild year-end forms printing notes. Emails were sent to AccuBuild clients with links to the documentation. If you are reviewing this presentation from AccuBuild University, you can access these notes from www.accubuild.com/support. There are two additional presentations that go along with this one, each covering the close of the payroll year and the fiscal year-end close. In this presentation, we are going to review all of the steps necessary to print W-2s and 1099s. We suggest that you read all of the information provided in the year-end forms printing notes document before attempting to print your tax forms. All tax forms are printed using the Atrix add-on software. If you have not installed this software previously, please contact AccuBuild support. Cloud users, the software has already been installed for you. A reminder first, W-2s do not have to be printed before closing the payroll year. The first step is to order your tax forms if you plan to print and mail rather than using Atrix e-filing service. To get the counts for the number of forms in each company, navigate to the following reports. For W-2s, in payroll, navigate to W-2s, select the current year, then click on View W-2s and print the W-2 info report. For 1099s, navigate to Payables, Accounts Payable Reports, 1099s. Select the correct year, then click on Create 1099s and print the 1099 info print. In a few minutes, we'll jump into the software and show how to perform these steps. Understand that you will not be able to print these tax forms from these screens. These are only intended for getting the total count needed for printing. AccuBuild has partnered with the following vendors who provide approved forms. Please refer to the year-end forms printing notes document for the address information for each vendor, along with the correct form SKU numbers to use when ordering these vendors. Artina, AccuBuild Forms Division, Dynamic Solutions, and National Document Solutions. Be aware of the filing deadlines for each type of tax form. If you are self-printing and mailing, the deadline for distributing both W-2s and 1099s is January 31st. If you are e-filing through Atrix, the deadline is January 29th. This is for both W-2s and 1099s which use Box 7, both the employee copy as well as the federal copy submitted to the IRS. In addition, this is the deadline date for submitting 1095 employee tax forms. All other federal copies of 1099s not using Box 7 are due on March 28th, along with the employer copy of 1095s. The next step is to confirm that Atrix is installed within AccuBuild. For non-cloud users, you'll use the menu option of Tax Forms/eFile under Payroll or Payables. The software will recognize that you have not performed an update of the tax software and will prompt you through the installation or update process. Please refer to the year-end forms printing notes for more information or contact AccuBuild support. For cloud users, know that the Atrix add-on was updated in mid-December. Let's look at the following steps in AccuBuild: where to count W-2s and where to count 1099s. Let's look at the W-2 info report. Click on Payroll, W-2s. You'll receive this warning message about inputting amounts for boxes 12, 13, and 14. Please confirm with your CPA if any of these are applicable to your company. Click on OK to continue. Change the cutoff year to the correct year. Click on View W-2 buttons to continue. Note that this is a view-only screen. You can scroll through the W-2s presented by using the left and right arrow buttons in the bottom left corner of the screen. Click on the W-2's Error Warning Messages tab to identify any missing or incorrect information. You will get similar warnings and errors in Atrix. Finally, click on the W-2 Info Report button to print a full report. You'll use this to count the number of W-2s needed for each company. This report will also be used for reconciling your W-2 information. We recommend that in addition to printing, you save this as a PDF file after making all corrections to employee records if errors or warning messages were received. Next, we'll look at running a 1099 report. Click on Payables, Accounts Payable Reports, 1099s. You'll receive a warning message reminding you that AccuBuild only prints 1099s for amounts over $600 in boxes 1 and 7. Click OK to continue. Be sure that the cutoff date is for the correct year. Click on View 1099s button. You'll receive a message wanting to confirm that the year selected is correct. Click OK to continue. Again, you can scroll through the 1099s presented by using the left and right arrow buttons in the bottom left corner of the screen. Click on the 1099's Errors and Warning Message tab to identify any missing or incorrect information. You will get similar warnings and errors in Atrix. Lastly, click on the 1099 Info Report button to print a full report. You'll use this to count the number of 1099s needed for each company. We recommend that in addition to printing, you save as a PDF file after making all corrections to vendor records if errors or warning messages were received. Let's discuss the steps involved to prepare and print your W-2s. If you provide health insurance, you'll want to report this benefit in Box 12. We'll look at this in more detail shortly. Also, we recommend that you reconcile your payroll reports against the W-2 info report printed earlier. Once you've updated employee records for health insurance amounts and your payroll reports have been reconciled, you are now ready to print W-2s and the Affordable Care Act tax forms. The ACA tax forms are also known by their IRS number of 1095. A bit of information about health insurance reporting. First, all employers must report health insurance amounts via Box 12 using code DT. You'll have two options for updating the employee records for these amounts, as they are not accumulated from the employee pay stub transactions. Option 1 is to manually enter on the employee record in Box 12. Depending on the other applicable benefits you offer, you'll add to either Box A, B, C, or D in Box 12. For the health insurance benefit, use code DD, then input the amount. Option 2 is to edit the W-2 information in the Atrix employee grid. This grid provides the benefit of seeing all employee information in one place. Understand, however, then making any adjustments in this screen will not automatically populate back to AccuBuild. Alternatively, the health insurance amount can be added to the amount in box 14. For more information about using this method, please see page 11 of the year-end forms printing notes document. Also, you'll want to confer with your CPA for any tax reporting requirements and questions. Now you'll want to make sure that your W-2 information is reconciled. In the year-end forms printing notes document, we've provided a reconciliation worksheet. You'll use this form plus the W-2 info report printed earlier, along with your IRS quarterly reports to confirm that the amounts are in balance. Now you are ready to print or e-file your W-2s and 1095s. You'll use Atrix to print even if you decline the e-filing option. We highly recommend that you investigate the option of e-filing, as this will provide an efficient and cost-effective option for distributing your forms to both your employees and the IRS. Atrix provides excellent step-by-step instructions in their demo videos for each of the forms, W-2s, and 1095s. You can find these videos by going to the Atrix partner page from the support drop-down in AccuBuild. Scroll down this web page and the videos are on the right-hand side of the page. Atrix is providing a new service this year at no additional cost to you or your employees. If you e-file your W-2s, your employees who use software services from either H&R Block or Intuit to file their taxes have the option to download their W-2 information into their software program. Before downloading, each employee will have to provide authentication information to their software program. Let's discuss the steps involved to prepare and print your 1099s. We'll discuss the steps you'll want to take to review the 1099 information before printing the tax forms with Atrix. Before reviewing the 1099 information report, be sure that all accounts payable entries and disbursements for the year have been posted. AccuBuild only accumulates 1099 amounts for boxes 1 and 7, which will be printed via Atrix. There are two categories for reporting: rents and non-employee compensation. If you have made payments to an attorney, be sure that the general ledger account where the invoices were quoted has a 1099 code for non-employee compensation. Once you begin the 1099 process in Atrix, you can move these amounts to the correct box. As a reminder, you can print the 1099 information report by navigating to Payables, Accounts Payable Reports, 1099s. We recommend, after making any changes to vendor or 1099 information, that you print this report to PDF for your reports. What if you find that a vendor is missing from the 1099 information report? There are a couple of reasons why vendors may be missing from the report. The first is because AccuBuild looks for general ledger accounts which have been classified with a 1099 code of either non-employee compensation or rents. If you have coded invoices to an account without a 1099 code, you can input a handwritten zero check, which moves the amounts from the incorrect account to the correct account. The second reason why a vendor may be missing comes from incomplete information on the vendor record. Go to either clients, or payables, vendor and confirm that 1099 information is complete on the Account tab. Any vendor marked as a corporation will be excluded from the 1099 report. Also, vendors with less than $600 in payments will be excluded from receiving a 1099. Note that 2 or more vendors can be linked together using the 1099 client number. In this case, only one 1099 will be printed for the 1099 client number, and all the other vendors linked will not receive a 1099. The final step is to print your 1099s via Atrix. Again, we highly recommend using the Atrix e-filing option, which provides efficiencies and cost savings over self-printing. You can find a demonstration video of the Atrix 1099 printing or e-filing process by navigating to Support Atrix Partner page. Scroll down on this page where the video link will be shown on the right side of the web page. This concludes this AccuBuild presentation on year-end forms printing. Thank you for watching. If you have any problems or questions, please contact us at 1-800-728-6853 or steam@accubuild.com.